Yo, what's up guys? We are back with another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about one of the serious topics that we face in our day-to-day life activities. And in 2026 I came into realization on how can I build more habits and how can I break free from my bad habits. And these bad habits can be anything. At the end of the day, it's a habit that has been programmed into your mind that you have been doing repetitively, either consciously or subconsciously, that you're really not happy doing, but you're still doing it either ways. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you the 4 tips on how can you break free with that. And by the way, I would thank each and every single one of you guys. We are 55 subscribers, and on each and every single video, we are ranging between 50 to 80 views. So that's a 50 to 80 individual personal life that I'm actually touching. And I take that as a deep appreciation that you guys take a little bit of time from your day to actually watch my videos and improve in your day-to-day life activity. But before we start, if you're new to this channel, my name is Muhammad Murad. I mentor CEOs, executive, and high-end performers to actually elevate themselves physically, mentally, and spiritually by reconnecting them to their core values, God, and family. So over here, I've written down 4 tips for you guys on how to break free from any habit that you have developed, either good or how can you improve your good, either bad habits, or how can you improve your good habits even more. Because at the end of the day, we are as a soul full of expression and full of expansion. Whatever we actually achieve, we want more of that, and especially if it was numbers, anything that is related as financial, mental, physical, we want more of that experience, and that is our just human souls. So the number one thing before we start, I want to say that there are some certain things that we are doing from day-to-day life activity that we know we shouldn't be doing, but either ways we are doing it. Now you might be asking yourself, why is that? I want to quit from, let's say, procrastination. I want to quit from my bad habits that are leading to a lot of things. And these are the things that we're going to be talking about. So the number one thing is we have to change your identity, not just the behavior. So the number one thing that we want to change over here is your identity, who you truly are. So the number one thing that we do, and that's the number one mistake that you might be doing, is you are changing your behavior. See, the number one thing that you are doing before you want to start, you take a decision, you have that willpower. So let's say, for an example, now it's 11 a.m. I took the decision that I want to actually film a YouTube video for you guys. Now that's a good habit. At that kind of consciousness and that kind of state, I was happy, excited, and everything was going my way. But what happens when it's like 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. and there's a lot of things that are going to my head, and there's a lot of things that I'm really not in the mood to actually film that video. So before that 5-6 hours, I was in a good state that I made the decision on. Now I'm no longer relying on a willpower. I changed my identity in a way that I will take a video at that certain timings. So what happens when you want to actually quit a bad habit is, number one, you take a decision. You take a decision that you want to change that. Now you're in a state of a decision making. The number 2 over here is, once you're in that state, what are the reasons that you're actually asking yourself? Like, why do you want to actually be in the best financial, physical, and mental aspect of your life? Now, for some, it might be to retire their parents, to do whatever it is. But why is it exactly that you're still not doing the actions that you need to be doing? It is because that is how your life has been programmed, in a way that you're taking not the easier route, but you're taking what you have been familiar with doing. When it comes to taking some certain decisions that you're not really familiar about, now the brain over here is actually not knowing what should it process and what should it do next, because now you're changing your identity, not relying on your behavior, by taking a decision that you're going to change yourself. So let's say, for an example, you want to quit eating fast food. The second thing that we want to do over here, which comes to the second one, is recognize why are you doing it. So let's say now you're going in a diet and you want to quit some fast food, but late at night, once the stress comes on and there's nobody watching you, and at the mornings you were excited and you're not going to eat the fast food, everything's going well, and then at night the stress creeps upon you, and maybe there's no one watching you. And that is where you're just going with your thoughts and mind and how you have been regularly, habitually performing. So let's say when it's 7, 8, 9, that's why, have you ever recognized why are you doing some certain actions on some certain behavior at the same exact certain timings? Isn't it fascinating for a second to think about it? It's because just how subconsciously the emotions are just being directed to your mind is that, okay, it's 11 p.m. I need to order this thing. I need to do, let's say, eat, and then I will start tomorrow. And then why is that? Because that's how you're habitually been behaving for the past couple of weeks and years and months. Now, there are some reasons behind that. The number one thing that everyone is doing, especially if it's a bad behavior, they are running away from something. Now, this can be anything that you want. This can be stress. This can be tension on your mind. And the most deadliest thing over here is the free time. You don't know what should you think about or what should you do. So you go for what the mind is regularly doing. So for an example, now it's 11 p.m. and everything is done. You went to the gym, you did your steps, you worked on everything that it was on your work, everything is going fine, everything's going perfectly, but now it's a free time. Let's say, and the stress levels were on point, everything was fine. Now it's the free time. Now what should you do? The emotions that are going into your head goes by, okay, let me go eat to get that dopamine inside of my, let's say, my body, so I can get some certain actions that or some certain feelings that I want to feel something. Or let me go, like, watch a movie, and then with the movie it's related to the actions of actually eating fast food, knowing that you shouldn't be doing it. Does that make sense over here? So now you're repeating the same exact behavior with the same exact emotions. You're no longer depending on your willpower, but the reasonings behind what you're putting on your subconscious mind and in your mind. It's free time, I'm no stress, let me enjoy my time. The third thing over here is take actions by deciding. So the number one thing, in order to change your identity, not the behavior, you need to start recognizing the patterns that are happening into your day-to-day life activity. So for an example, as we said, you are doing some certain bad actions or bad habits that you don't want to do. You need to decide just right now. Just decide, literally. And some people will be like, Hamid, is this that easy? Should I just decide and everything's going to be, come into my way? I say yes. Just decide. And some certain, beliefs that are coming into your head, Hamid, it's not that easy. Muhammad, you don't know what's happening into my life. Muhammad, this and this and that. For the matter of fact that you're not taking also a decision to change your life, it says a lot about the beliefs that you have been implemented in your subconscious mind, and that's what should be changed. So for the next time that you, let's say by today, on this video that you guys are watching, just decide, today I'm going to stop this bad habit. Just take a decision, literally just take a decision. Not depending on a willpower, not depending on the circumstances, not depending on your behavior. Today, I decide to quit this bad habit. Just by deciding, you are now programming the mind in a way also related to emotions, because today you might feel, let's say, in a higher position, in a higher state of feelings, but later on the day, you will start searching for some answers. So once you want to grab this, let's say, food, or once you want to grab this bad habit, you already decided, and that's the number one thing that is going to come into your head. And just by then, you need to repeat for yourself that this is no longer who I am. I just decided, and nothing's going to come into my way, and nothing's going to stop me and get me back to my old results, because I know that I decided that I want to be a better person starting from today. And once you try that, I want you to comment down below. Literally, once you try that, I want you to comment down below, maybe by today or tomorrow. Comment down below once you took the decision, and later at night or later at the time that that bad habit came. What was the first thing that came into your mind? It will be the same exact sentence. Today, I decided to quit my bad habits. And I want you to write down in the comments below is what have you done and what are the actions that you have took. And once you do that, you're going to be super amazed by you. I wouldn't say you lost all of your years, months, and days searching for answers, but rather than now you're more aware that all it took was just a decision from you to actually change your life. Because once you do that, you just took a decision that I want to actually change my life. The same thing, the same decisions that you take in order for you to do that bad habit, because at the end of the day, you're not being forced on doing it, if that makes any sense. You are just deciding that you want to do this certain action. The fourth thing, and that's the most important thing, is be aware of what is it causing you emotionally, financially, and physically. Now, I am an individual that really loves to hold myself to the highest standards. Now, what is one of the ways that I actually ask myself is, Muhammad, imagine there is someone that is having a camera and all of your, people, all of your partners are actually watching you. Are you actually the individual that says you are doing whatever you are preaching, or are you just the individual that is talking a lot, giving that information, and if someone's gonna, I wouldn't say catch you, but if someone's gonna see you at the gym or see you, let's say, working, would they see the actual dedication that you are after, that willpower, that burning desire, or is it just a talk? Because at the end of the day, people can actually feel the energy that you are after. That's why what I always say is, as a leader, you can't stop. You will always have to have that chip on your shoulders that you want to actually improve each and every single day. And that is one of the things that I applied for myself. Is like, back in 2025, I was reading some books, but I never had the intentional books that I want to read per month, per week, per day. What are the pages, the structure behind it? And that's the most important thing. Once you want to build a good habit, you need to have a structure behind it. When are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? If something pops up, how are you going to still keep on doing it? And so on and so forth. And that's what I mentor my CEOs on a higher level and executive on how can we actually improve the day-to-day life decisions without actually procrastinating and seeing that a lot of days, weeks, and months have passed by doing the same exact days or same exact things and not getting anywhere. So getting back to today, I want you to ask yourself what is causing you emotionally. So now you're doing that bad habit. What is it causing you emotionally? By removing all of that dopamine, by removing all of that feeling of happiness, self-esteem, self-worth, and all of that feeling that are causing you to actually think big, act big. Once you do that bad habit, what is happening over here is you are now losing trust with yourself. And what is that going to cause you? It's going to cause you on the longer run some anxiety, so anxiousness. Because once you want to try doing something new, you already have programmed in your subconscious mind that it's going to be so hard for me, and it's going to be a matter of days, weeks, and then I'm going to go back to the old self, even though you are paying for it. So some people, I'm really glad that I'm working with people that are committed, people that are, they wanted to get to that next level. So once they actually invest in themselves, I would say 80 to 90% of my partners, they actually commit, even if they stop the mentorship or they wanted to go their own route. They actually commit to the habits that we build. But let's say 10 to 20%, they go back to the old self because now they're uncomfortable doing the things that I'm telling them to do, because now it's challenging their old self. Because what they've been seeing over here or the changes, and that's where the mind is going to be like, Muhammad, that is not me, and that's not what I want to do. And that is exactly what the mentorship is about. If your mentor or the people that is holding you accountable is making you feel comfortable, then there is something that is wrong with the program that you are following, or there's something that is wrong with the trust that you are having with that individual. Because as an individual that you want to have as a North Star, or someone that you want to look up to, he or she needs to challenge you each and every single day. So that's number one. Financially, what is it causing you financially? Not being in that position that you want, not being in that place that you want, not being on the high standards that you want. See, a lot of times that we want to change, but we're not ready to invest in ourselves, and we're not ready to actually take that action, to actually think bigger, act bigger, take that risk, because we are super scared of what if we lose. Now, it's not about what if we lose. 99% of the times you will lose, but 99% of the times you will learn one thing that is going to get you one step forward to get to that next level and to your goal. So it's not about how many times I can, not lose. It's about how many times I can lose and learn from it and act bigger and think bigger next time. And lastly over here is physically. What is it causing me physically not being in that physical shape that I'm actually after? And what are my habits what are my habits affecting on my physical aspect and the physical appearance that I'm having in my day-to-day life activity? Because let's say, for an example, each and every single one you hold yourself accountable to the highest standards, and that's what I do always. Like, I want to hold myself accountable to the highest standards. A lot of time people tell me, Muhammad, aren't you bored going to the gym each and every single day, waking up 4 a.m. in the mornings and actually challenging yourself? It's like, man, that's how I want to actually live. There isn't any other way to do it, because once I hold myself, take one step backward and just slow down, what is going to happen? I'm going to go back to the old self. So once I started, I was a skinny kid. Maybe I was 16, 15. I was athletic, but what is going to happen later on? Now that I'm, mentoring CEOs, executives, and high-end performance, I need to be at my highest standards. Because if I'm not going to be at my highest standards, the energy that is going to be perceived through myself to my partners or you guys when I speak to you, it's not going to be as high as it is now. It's going to be lower. I'm not going to feel motivated. I'm not going to feel disciplined, and that's what I've been doing. So I took a good habit that you guys have seen, posting each and every single time on Tuesday, on the same day as Tuesday, on the same time, and regularly. Have I done it before? Definitely not. This is my first time that I started. I was like, you know what? I will make a decision that I will start uploading each and every single Tuesday. I haven't stopped. Why is that? I took a decision. It's a good habit. That applies also for the bad habits. Bad habits, the same thing that we talked over here. So if you guys came across along this video and you have seen, knowledge behind it, I want you to drop. And I've seen, you guys dropping on my comments, especially Jordan, man. I appreciate you for always dropping the comments, seeing the videos. And if you're still seeing that, and if you are still seeing that for, I just run out of water. Just give me a second. Yeah, so as I was saying, if you came across all of the video, it's the end of it, make sure to drop, let's say, persistent. And what is the one thing that you're going to be deciding today? If it's a good habit and a bad habit, I want you to comment down below. Be like, today I took a decision to do this good habit, and today I took the decision to quit this bad habit. And if you want help with that to elevate you to the next level, you can book your first call. It's going to be a discovery call completely for free. I want to understand, how can I help you? What are the things that you are going through, and how can I add value for you? If you have seen that we can add value to each other, I will invite you to work with me. If not, I will make sure that on that call, I will give you some clarity and give you some value that is going to change your life forever. So thank you guys so much, and see you in the next